Morning all. How you doing? Yeah, you read the title right. 6 days until the Indoor World Championships. So getting some preparation in. I've also managed to get race mode to work on the Kickr V6, which apparently gives faster transmission rates to your power output on screen, etc. We can't use that in the actual worlds, but I thought I would just try it for the first time today anyway, and then switch it off. So we get to see that. Right, let's jump on. Ooh. So we know this first race, we've done it already in the Tour de Zwift, but the other two I've not done, so we will be racing the two others straight after this one, which should be about an hour in total. I need some gloves. Because my handlebars are sweaty. Thank you, Matthias. I have heard similar things. Thank you. Yeah, anyone can do these races, by the way. It's probably how good the microphone has been. It is a very good microphone, and it's quite close to me, and hence quite close to the bike as well. I quite like the sound actually. If you don't like the sound, just mute the stream. But also you have to remember that because the V6 unit is brand new, the cassette on it is brand new. You've got a brand new system with an old chain. It takes time to wear in, all that kind of stuff. So more insight into the race. I'd love to, but I don't really have anything to say at the minute. Don't really know. Yeah, I don't really know. I'm going into this with a clear head. Into the prep, into the training. Well, funny, I was talking to somebody out on the road yesterday about my preparation for many things. And when you ride your bike as consistent as I do, oftentimes you can maintain quite a high level of fitness week on week on week on week. And then you turn your hand to something in the last 6 weeks, 8 weeks before that one thing, just to tune things up. So over the last week or two, a couple of my race videos, I've been doing personal best power indoors. I've been doing new best sprint powers. I've been doing new best like 10 second, 5 second. I've done new best 40-second powers. I did some power testing where I actually way surpassed what I thought I was doing, what I thought I was capable of doing this time of year. But of course, none of that means anything, really speaking, until the day, or until the event itself. So it's all irrelevant, really. It gives you a compass, all of that preparation, but it, yeah, can only do so much. I'm also going to be racing this afternoon as well, if I can manage it, at 4 p.m. So I'll be doing these same races again at 4 p.m. and I'll be racing tomorrow, the same races as well. So yeah, fully immersing myself with 1 week to go. Thank you, Martin. Starting to feel some riders in there now. 66 riders. Yeah, we're getting back-to-back races. We're getting 3 races back-to-back here, and then we're going to do it all again later this afternoon. So I may not... Part of it is we've got to race it to get a feel for it, but part of it is also not about emptying the tank completely, potentially. Otherwise I won't be able to get the most out of all the races over the whole of today. So got to do just enough, but not too much. So I can still learn from the immersion. Yeah, I'm racing again at 4 PM. Like I just said, the same format. So it all depends how these 3 races go and how much I learn from them. Because say if the racing ends up being really hard here tonight, this morning, then I'll have to race differently this afternoon. So if there's like a breakaway or something, I'll have to... I guess it's less about winning and more about learning. I loved it, Grim. Loved it, loved it. Yeah, Mick, that's it, yeah. So the last race is the only one that actually matters. Well, I'll do cross, Grim, yeah, but yeah. Yeah, that's right, Mick.
Well, first impressions, that was like a club ride and then a big sprint at the end. So hopefully the race will be a bit more animated when we do it in the world, so that it breaks it down a bit. Breaks down the efforts, I mean, so we have more effort. Because if we're just going to roll to the bottom of it and then go, I'm going to be sliding. Oh, I've got like a mini headache after that. I have no idea what this race is. It's the one with the little rises in it. The climbs. Not neutralised bikes? I thought in the Worlds... No, the Worlds, it's all neutralised. Everyone's got the same equipment. I think I'm barely... I'd be lucky if I get into the second race in the Worlds then, Scott. You know, I was going backwards there and almost outside the top 30. If you look at my Zwift power profile, you can see how much further down I am, the percentile. So if you compare, like, you know, your 15-second power, your 1 minute power to like the rest of the Zwift population, and it's the same with Training Peaks. My 15-second power is like Cat 4, if that, which is obviously that doesn't, like, waiting for the finish doesn't play to my strength at all. But what can you do when the race is so fast, innit? When the race is so fast, you're at the mercy of the game. But we enjoy. Yeah, well, 40 seconds is there or thereabouts between the 15 seconds and 1 minute effort, isn't it? But that's in watts per kilo as well, remember? So my raw watts are, well, they are decent, but no doubt there's probably people there who can do like 750, 800 watts for a minute. And that's when you're talking big numbers. But we've got to get past, like, mentally, that's one of the hardest things about the world for me, is like, mentally I've got to get through so much. And it's the same with lots of riders who are in a similar boat. I think it's just one lap, Rob. That's it, and then you move on to the next race. Oh, tempo, don't get me wrong, my short-term power has been coming on leaps and bounds the last couple of weeks. But it's still, you know, I'm not challenging per se. Well, watch the stream back again anyway, that's one good thing about the stream. Go watch it back. I think Mick, I was quite conscious of the fact that when I went over the bridge, or when I went over that hill just before we dropped down and got to the finish, I was like, I need to be at the front to give myself, because in the races I've done before on that course, I've been coming from the back, and then like it's been quite strung out at the front. I think in the Worlds it will be strung out because of, well, I don't know, it might not be actually, but it might be because of how everyone will be itching to get to the finish or get in good position, so it'll just have a knock-on effect. So if I'm already there, then I don't have to do the legwork to get there. So once I'm there, maybe I need to slide back to then go forward again. That's a risky game, because I was in the top 10 when I started my effort, wasn't I, roughly? So in terms of positions, I probably didn't slip down that far. You know, and I waited to use the burrito until we got to that flat a bit, which may have actually helped. You know, I didn't sort of slip any further then, I don't know. But tempo, surely if you slingshot off the front, then you would just commit anyway. Everybody's got to commit, so surely that would be a good thing. Because then you, like, even if you died in the last like 10 seconds, you're not going to lose 30 places if you're like in first, in theory. In the last 10 seconds. I said that, the qualifiers, and then I got swamped. Okay, top 20. All right. Well, we'll see. We'll race in again at 4. So I don't know. Maybe we'll try it differently. Yeah, the long drag is surprising. It's drafty, but we got burritos, haven't we? So there's no draft. Shouldn't be any power-ups at all, frankly. Afternoon, Thiago. Yeah, it's interesting observation that, Scott. I suppose people just use it to kind of, I guess, equalise the playing field. But I suppose if everybody's using them, and if you use yours earlier, then, like, say out of 100 riders, 10 riders use their burritos where maybe 1k or 2k to go, we go over that bridge. Nah, just, yeah. It's daft, innit? Like, there's no point even having the power-ups at all. It doesn't make any sense. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Tommy. So surely if you went off the front with momentum and just went for it right at the bottom, then that's 40 seconds of massive effort. Everyone else has got to do it. But because you may have got like a metre or two, or maybe not a metre or two, but yeah. It basically, like, you're not going to be getting any draft anyway, so you may as well use a slingshot to get off the front. We're sharing our information now with everybody. This is going to be a new experience for me now, this race, and the last one, so go easy on me. what turbo trainers are we using? Yeah, we're using the Kickr V6. I do have race mode enabled now for today, but I'm not going to use it in the Worlds because that's apparently you're not supposed to. So, ready? Watch now. Bang! 160, 170 watts for nothing. No, I don't have gravel bike. Alright, I gotta learn this one because I've never done it before. If you have any tips, let me know in the chat. Oh, this is nice. Heart rate's high now. Okay, got my anvil. Now the trouble is, because I don't know this course, I don't know how to distribute my power, so I'm kind of like watching the gradient in the top right, because I don't really know what the road is doing. The last race we did, I've done it a few times, so obviously new. Alright, people are using anvils. Do I use mine? I'm assuming it's some sort of slingshot, but am I now going to take it onto the climb? Or will it run out in time? Uh-oh. Is it going to run out? Uh-oh. It's going to run out just in time, I think. Just in time. Do we finish there? Down. So we're going down, up, down, and then up. So we finish going up that side, not the side roll now. Oh, okay, so that's a tasty finish then. Was quite steep a couple of times. We're in it together, Chapel. He is indeed, Niels. I did. There he is. Oh, okay, right. Oh, nice. Right, we're going back. Interesting. Very quick climb. Oh, very quick descent. Like it, like it. Well, yeah, I might not like it, but 1k at 3%. Alright, okay. And some steep bits. I am going into the smaller ring. Just because it's quite fatiguing in 60 RPM. This is a very British type of road. Like really steep and then flat and then almost like no rhythm at all. Tricky descent this, I imagine. In the gravel. And keep your eyes open. I can see some super tucks happening. But I'm not totally comfortable with it. And it is splitting badly. Ah, okay. Very interesting descent. Yeah, I got you, 100%. Yeah, I deliberately went early there, mainly because I got excited, but also because I didn't really know the climb that well. Second time I'd seen it, so I wanted to see what happened there. But if I'd have followed or distributed my power differently, that would have felt quote unquote easier, rather than just go in when I had the momentum. I wouldn't be surprised if that was a new power PB, to be honest. It would not surprise me. Oh, it's close. This is exactly what we want now. You know, a week before, 6 days before, getting close to our bests without having that freshener. So people talk about how you're peaking, how you're building for it. Yeah, this is the first time I've raced against guys at this level, but they're pushing me. And a week before, it's almost like it's a good time for them to push me. Because if I was getting my head kicked in, you know, 4 weeks ago, 6 weeks ago, I come in now, and I'm like, you know, my confidence is not taking a whack. Because people have said to me, actually, you haven't raced against any of the big hitters, quote unquote, obviously. And it's like, well, it works both ways. Like, sometimes you want to race them to see where you are, but you can get punished, like, you know, mentally and physically. Like, racing against top level riders all the time can be quite, like, you know, can kill you, like, in more ways than one. So, kind of almost keeping things on a back burner, and these a week out are perfect. So yeah, what was the normalist power on that? 360 watts for 13 minutes. So yes, Mick, I'm gonna do the 4 p.m. if you're around. That goes for anybody. If anyone wants to race later, it's like that, just 20 watts. Yeah, 20 watts, 2 minutes 15. So that's good. Happy days. All right, what's this crit like? You're a different beast though, Tefla. You're a different beast. What's this last one like? 85 riders. Oh no, mate. A nice rolling route. I think I saw some footage from Zwift, Zwift Community Live. Is it YouTube? I saw a couple of races. In fact, I think it was Vegan Cyclist. Vegan Cyclist was doing a race. He was off the front or something. A couple of people going solo. Lots of places to save energy and to weaponise the route. Whoa. Savage language, Temple. I've got to switch my trainer difficulty back to 100%, because I don't know if you could hear on the final climb there, my gears were jumping a fair bit, and that's because I'm on 100% trainer difficulty, because that's what we'll be on at the World. You can actually see where my chain has been most of the time, and it's been in about the five middle gears on the block. And now, because of the nature of these courses, I'm going further up the cassette on the new cassette. So old chain, new cassette, but they'll wear in hopefully together. So I've got a week to wear those rings in. Yeah, I probably was, Scott, but you know, it's you know, what would Dan Bingham say? We're talking, I could be losing 10 watts, you know. Sorry, trainer name, this is the Kickr V6. Oh, so, how can you tell, Ian? Or could you just tell from their steady power output on the right hand side? I think you could definitely tell from my power graph that it was 100% because my power graph was just doing that. It's really difficult, like, because when the climb is doing that all the time, and I don't know where you guys live specifically, if you have climbs that do that, because we have them around here, like, everywhere. And you always feel like you're grabbing for gears all the time, like you change it down and then you get to steep it, you change it up, and you're changing down and it flattens off. This constant battle of, like, which gear do I need to be in to maintain, like, you know, the cadence or whatever it is you're trying, well, power. Yeah, thanks for the heads up, Teppo. Morning, Bono. I'm okay. Getting into the last race. Yes, well, I don't know if I can feel the faster response mark, but I can certainly see it. You can see the numbers at the top there on the left. Ready? I'll just press with my right leg, and it just pings right up to 100 watts. Oh, are you doing fan view, Ian? Oh no, you can. Yeah, you must be on fan view. Click in through the riders. So in theory then, if this was the world, I would be into the final race. In theory. The others went well, Vono. We came, I think, what was it, chat? Was it 25th in the first race? And then we squeezed inside top 10. We got 9th on that hilly one we just finished like 10 minutes ago. So interesting workout. Like, well, obviously it's a world championship format, but the way, like, I haven't done many of the tiny races. There's a heck of a lot of intensity in a short space of time, and we'll see how this one goes. And I said earlier in the stream I'm going to be racing again this afternoon at 4 PM and do these races again and see if we can, like, change, like, the way we've raced this morning in those races. Like, we've already learned that the first race I kind of potentially positioned myself too far forward, which is unusual for me, but if I was a little bit further back, it could have played out a little bit differently. And the power-ups in the first race were questionable, like the way I used it, and then the second race, definitely, you know, there's a better place to use that anvil that we learnt, so we'll use that knowledge later on today. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. Maybe I won't race, I'll try and race smarter. You know, the first race hasn't taken a lot out of me. The second race I can definitely feel, you know, we've done a lot of work in a very short space of time. It's quite hard. And I'm sure this third race will be a similar kind of thing. So, you know, hopefully I'm not too cooked, so I can still do it tonight and still try some things. Because at the end of the day, in order to be able to try these things, you need to still have a degree of freshness, because if you're tired, you know, you're not going to be able to do the things that you could potentially do, you know, on World Championship Day when, you know, quote unquote you're fresher, or if you quote unquote you peaked a little bit better. So if I'm too fatigued for these races tonight, I won't be able to sort of somewhat accurately play out what I want to do. So yeah. Bearing in mind I'm going out for Sunday lunch today, so I might have a full belly come 4 PM, so maybe we'll actually see me being sick for once on stream. Well, I've not done this, Mark. This is my first ever. I change your weight down. I could, and I probably should, and I probably will. But then that'll change the outcome of the race as well, and then we won't know if it's my tactical change that's worked, or whether like I perform better because I'm like a kilo heavier because of food. That's a bit of a long shot. I don't think I put on a kilo by eating like a Sunday lunch. Oh. What are we talking about? Yeah, have I found Scotland in general? I don't like the first route. I don't think much is happening on it. I'm pleasantly surprised actually by that hilly one. I didn't think it would be like that at all. So I like that. I think I'm gonna like this. I think I'm gonna like the crit course because I'm actually not a fan of Crit City. So maybe I'll prefer this one. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, that is true as well. It's remarkable how much you lose with sweat. So whatever I lost this morning, I'll probably just put back on in the Sunday lunch. Anyway, heart rate's going up, anxiety, here we go. Thanks for your support so far. See if we can learn what's going on with this one. Quite short laps, but longer than Crit City, I think. Oh, burritos. Yeah, that's true, yeah, field of 10. So what are we talking here with the climbs? Are they fairly hard? Like steep or... Is it like a bit of a square shape? Oh no, I can see... Oh wait, is this a climb? Elimination race for the last race. My favourite. Whoa, what is that? Oh my word. Oh, this reminds me of racing in Canada. I raced in Quebec once, and the streets were like this. Straight up, straight down. Ooh. Oh man. Ooh, yeah. Up, down, up, down. Crazy. Definitely tucks faster with race mode. Ah, okay, so the course is very varied. Like lots of turns, and you almost kind of forget where you are. Yeah, that's what I was going to say, yeah, GP Montreal or Quebec. Ooh, 2 sprints per lap. That's going to be savage, isn't it? Oh, we'd have to be mentally prepared for that. People getting back on. Oh, I didn't know we had... First impression, I'm quite liking how once you go through that, the finish banner with the kick, I like how it's quite hard after it, like you go down and you go up and down and left and right, and then how the rest of the course is a bit more like steady. as if it's building you up for that second half again. So in terms of a racer's course, oh, is that the finish there? Yeah, that is the finish, isn't it? So basically the intermediate sprint point, let's call it, intermediate banner. Oh damn. Jeez. I'm loving this. Roger that, Scott, thank you. Oh, I'm loving this. Just hope I can get to it next weekend. Obviously it'd be a different kettle of fish in a small group, but really short sprint that, innit? It's 14 seconds when you're just cruising through, so it's going to be like a 10-second sprint. Well, 10 second from the banner, but might well be a longer one. would suit me a bit, Road to Glory. Ooh, difficult timing that one. Interesting. Interesting. Well, we bodged it, but it's probably like, it's quite a difficult one to I don't know who launched. Someone launched with a K to go and had that ride, and I'll have to find out who that was on the stream. Can someone look back actually? Someone go back a bit in the stream and see who went just at the 1K to go banner roughly. No, it wasn't Andy, no. No. Because Andy was next to me. So I'll have a look. I'll have a look. It looked like it was T. Strange. Can't quite see.
pink Tron. I don't quite get to the front quick enough to see who it was on the list on the right hand side. So the Japanese lad who went early, who I thought it was actually when I looked on the screen here. Okay. So he went very early there and managed to hang on. Well, actually, 2-second gap. So it wasn't. He didn't hang on. He actually flipped the neck. That was a bit nuts, wasn't it? Fair play. Right. Well. Alright, well I love that course. I love that course as well. But see what comes of the races later on today. See if we're able to do anything different. I'm curious to see the power graph of this one. Yeah, that's a good point, Scott. That's a good point. So menu, and I felt very strong on the Kickr, but the problem is, yeah, it's savage. It's a savage gradient, so you'd imagine my watts per kilo pay off massively there, but that isn't surprising that I did a big red effort there and then sort of struggled to peak again at the end. That's kind of, it's almost like I'd gone too deep on that little Kickr and I didn't have to do that. So maybe throttle it back a bit there and save something for the end. Yeah. Yeah, that's true, Mick. It will be completely different, yeah. So we'll see how it goes later today. But that's all good. Awesome. Well, thanks, everyone. There we go. Thanks for tuning in. Gonna go and recuperate now and get ready for this afternoon, this evening. 4 PM this evening, not this afternoon. Oh. Wow, it is steep. Get to the top and then we can end. Nearly there. Thank you, Scott. No, I'm not doing the 10 PM one. I'll be in bed. Sweet. Here we go. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. I will catch you later on.